What's smooching? Brand new whip just smooching. Oh, welcome back to another episode of Smoochie Town. I'm your host, Marco Del Vecchio, and boy, do we have a special one for you today. And before we get there, though, it's the Smooch of the Week. And this is more like a public smoochie message to all the females out there. You're not as horny as us. Stop saying it. I hate it. I hate when girls say, oh, girls are just as horny as guys. Really? I got one proof of evidence for you, and it's Grindr. A little app. Have you heard of it? Don't ask how I know it. Grindr. A guy meets a guy on that app. They both think each other's hot, and then they're having sex within an hour. But with girls, there's 5 different apps, and I have to take you on 3 dates after a witty opening and then drive you to the airport before I get an over-the-pants hand job. What's going on, ladies? You're not as horny as us. You don't masturbate as much, and you don't want it as much as us. That's all I'm saying. We love you, but you're not as horny. And that's the Smooch of the Week. Our guest today, it's his first podcast ever. And I don't know how or why, because he's uber famous. He is a newly returned influencer and an absolute stud from Indiana, the very talented Taylor Caniff.
I've been doing shows. Now we in steak. Remember sleeping on the floor. Still at the gas station when the times go. In the kitchen.
Thank you, Marco.
Let's go.
Shout out to Marco. By the way, they don't know. We met at Coachella 5 years ago.
We did.
They don't know about this.
We did. Are we shaking our hands?
Let's do it. We gotta like.
Oh, what are those bracelets
We're
for?
getting ready to do a jersey swap.
Do they give that out?
It's like rolling loud. Not
Rolling loud?
Corny stuff. Corny stuff. We got great stuff.
How are you, buddy?
Too. I'm doing well. I'm doing
First
good.
podcast?
I've actually had better mornings. But
You have had better mornings.
We're here.
Got the nail in the tire. That was
Bro,
tough.
flat tire, wallet, passport. We won't talk about that. Missing gone. Tire busted. Everything. TV busted. A lot of things busted up. Other than me, I'm here.
You are here, and you're looking really good.
Am I? Because I was like a little.
I like it. We got the Jesus vibe.
Because I was. By the way, I was running really behind. I was just like, dude, I literally shot out the door. Didn't do my hair. Nothing. Don't have shoes on right now. I don't know if they'll be able to tell that.
What's your take on my Smooch of the Week with girls thinking they're just
So
as
I
horny?
really like, you know, like obviously it's unfiltered. I really fuck with what you do. Like obviously Rup does, and I fuck with what you do. And I'll be honest with you. I'm like kind of honest.
Can't give us a butt here.
Yeah, when I met you at Coachella, like obviously we're
5
on
years ago?
We're on sick ones, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
certified sick ones.
We're just
I didn't
goofy.
know your brand. I didn't know what you did yet. So I was like, yo, like, is like, I didn't know yet. So I was like talking to your other homie. He's from Portland, right?
Yeah, Joe Torgerson.
What'd you guys do? What'd you guys do like for you?
We were on
I know
X on
you're
the
the
beach.
podcaster, but I'm podcasting you. So what did you guys do
We were on X on the beach.
to like get cracking? Because you guys were cracking during that weekend. Girls loved you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
come on, I work out. But to be honest,
You look good though.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I get spray tans weekly. It's good.
You tell them how much you run Barney's from top to bottom,
Oh, especially the bottom.
bro. You that's great.
I run I don't run Barney's, but like people know me.
You run
which is
Barney's,
cool because
top
we used
to
to
bottom.
have this podcast there.
Yeah.
So I haven't been a podcaster for 5 years.
So Kyle, they're all my boys. You're not gonna give me a happy dad. So you're
Duck boys?
just gonna
baby,
do
I set you up right there. Look to your right.
Oh, cool.
I set you up that in the water.
Is this thing
Isn't Happy
cold?
Dad
Is
the
it-
best? Can we all agree on that?
It's great. Do you know about the new iced tea?
I tried it and actually have a video I wanted to show you guys. I tried it the other night.
Oh, really? I haven't got to taste it yet. I just got a box that didn't get to taste it.
It tastes
yet.
like you're getting something at Creation. Like it tastes like healthy.
What time is it? 3:08. Cheers to you. 3:08, man.
308, baby.
It's the 308. 308 is actually the area code. All right, whatever. Keep going.
All right. Very cool. So Princeton, Indiana. How was that growing up?
It's crazy. I don't want to be like weird on here, but difficult. Very difficult. Like definitely as like you know growing up like in life and being from Princeton, Indiana, it's definitely like a place that like dreams aren't made to be able to be. Oh, Hollywood is like just like an absolute folk smith. Like it's like something that you think you can never achieve or anything. But you had a guest on here recently, Dylan Rupp.
Dylan Rupp, baby.
Of course.
One of our favorites.
One of the greatest, one of the best. Like, shout out to you, Rupp. Absolutely love you. Dude, we were just young kids that had a dream. We grew up out there. And you know, we're unfiltered here. It's like most likely your cousin's dating your dad type energy. No, bro, it's a small city. It's a small city of anyone.
Did your cousin date your dad?
Bro, they're gonna think I'm Theo Vaughn when I go in here if you get me into stories like this. Bro, literally my friends like Rupp can tell you this, all of them say that I'm literally Theo Vaughn. Without a camera on me, I'm Theo Vaughn. But yes, in our hometown, we dealt with
How so?
because like I'm such a good storyteller and I'm so good at like bringing back stories of like the past.
I would love to hear one of them. This is what a
We'll
podcast
get
is for.
we'll get into it. Of course, we'll get into it. So let me finish this up. So like I said, just to get into it, from a very, very small town, Indiana.
Okay.
Dreams, very short, very
Princeton?
small. Princeton. It's called Princeton, Indiana.
Yeah.
Population total, I think like 7,000.
Okay.
But nearest place is called Evansville. So me and Rupp are two young kids. I guess I'm gonna take you into like probably one of your next questions that you're bringing up is MagCon.
Yes. How'd that get started?
Like how that got started. So yeah, this is a lot of people are gonna want to know this question. And I've never really talked about this. Like I've never been on a podcast to speak about this. So it is like quite crazy. And for a lot of people, like really never known how that really started. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take you back to a timeline where I was just doing social media as a dolo kid. As you know, MagCon was like 10 individuals. We had Shawn Mendes, Cameron Dallas, everyone involved, right?
Wait, is that where that video, the what do you like in a woman? And it's like...
Yeah, so before like that video, oh, they're going to love this. So there was a video that went huge. It was huge. It still shows up everywhere. What do you like in a woman? And it was big tits and a nice vagina.
I'm looking it up.
Oh, you'll find it. I'm like sucking in. I'm super young, like sucking in. And literally type in, I don't even know if you have to type even my name in. Big tits and a nice vagina was a very big moment.
What I look for girls.
You're going to lose it. Make sure they can show it on the screen.
What do I look for in girls? Big boobs, a nice vagina.
How crazy. But it went so viral.
You look like,
bro, it was
you look like Christian Bale in The fucking Machinist.
Bro, literally, bro. I literally was so anorexic at that time. Like literally like half my jokes on my social media posts, because it's funny now. Now it's like, oh, you've gained weight, you're fat. But before it was, oh, you're in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't get the best of both worlds. Like what can I get?
Want me to eat or
what do you
not?
guys want from me? What do you
Want
guys
me to eat
what do you
some
guys want?
meatballs or not?
What do you guys want from me? Like, you know. So yeah.
So how did my account?
So yeah. Basically get into that. It's actually quite wild. And I've never really explained this ever. Obviously, I don't know if you told them. I've never done a podcast before.
That was the third time you said it on this podcast.
On this podcast. I've said this is the third
first
time. First time.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's like a virgin. She'll tell you 4 times that she's a virgin. So at the same time,
turns out it wasn't your first podcast.
may have not been. I don't know how to explain a podcast, but it's like for sure the first time I ever sat down and talked about like, you know, life and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to get into it with you. But either way, like I said, with MagCon, like I said, I was doing like my solo stuff. There was this app called Keek, called Feed. You don't even know what the fuck this is. This sounds like ancient artifacts. A lot of people that are watching this, most likely if they know me, they will know. But these are young apps that I was like blowing up on. And I was young. I was like competing with like Justin Bieber, Caitlyn Jenner, and like some like people like Caitlyn Beatles and people like that at the time. This is like 2013 era. And I decided I was blowing up so much. I was on Facebook going nuts.
Facebook.
Facebook was the first.
Just poking people left and right.
Oh, dude. I actually like, this is a fun fact for anyone out there if you're trying to blow up on social media. I don't know if it's still possible. When I went to school at that small town, I paid 2 girls. They're actually twins. They'll probably be watching this. Named Ashley. And I actually paid them. I paid them. They're identical twins.
They're both named Ashley?
Well, no, Ashley, and the other one is, you might have to cut this. I'm pretty sure Nicole.
All right.
You might have to cut that. But either way, I would pay these girls $20 a day, and they would sit in
You
computer.
have sex with me.
Imagine. I'm just like, yo, after school, you guys gotta meet me in the bleachers. We're fucking all night. No. So what I did was I would actually pay them $20, and they would just sit there and add people on Facebook all day. So that's what they did, was just add. And most likely people would add you back as a friend on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's not like a follow back. On Facebook during that time, it was, oh, he added me as a friend, like I might know him. Or they would do research into you. So like that's initially how I blew up my initial Facebook. Then Instagram came out. And there was this thing called the popular page. A lot of people that are you OGs remember.
I do remember.
There's a popular page. So I crushed it. How the Instagram algorithm worked back then was how many likes that you would get per minute. So how many likes, how many comments you could get within the first 5 minutes. And it would go based on that to send you on the popular page. So we were already crushing because I had a following on there. So I kind of converted that into real life. And I went out to Texas. Shout out to Ashley. She's a cheerleader. I don't know what she does now, but she was a cheerleader for like this huge cheer like compilation company. Like they were huge back in the day.
Is that where you started your cheerleading journey?
Literally, no, I was like dating this cheerleader back in the day.
Oh,
and I was like just staying with her. I was literally staying with her, and it was like Katy, Texas.
Okay.
And I was staying with her and her family. But either way, it's going to lead us into everything because it's a crazy story.
Is this leading to MadCon?
What do you say?
Is this leading to MadCon?
Like literally the grounds of how it actually became a thing and how it ever started.
Oh, one second. We got to knock real quick. Before we dive back into Texas and the cheering part, you may have witnessed a hard cut on this podcast. What just happened was inexplicable. Taylor came here to the studio, and once he got here, he parked his car where you should have
bring
parked
up with a
it.
flat tire first.
No, that doesn't really have to do anything to it.
Yeah, I guess so.
You parked, and then you didn't have the key to turn it back on. So we've had to wait for an hour and a half to have.
Has it been an hour and a half?
Yeah, to have your ex-girlfriend bring the key. But
current girlfriend.
Current girlfriend.
After that mission.
Yeah, current girlfriend. That's
my
pretty cool.
girlfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
after
yeah.
everything that she did. I don't know.
She's a real one.
She is a real one, but you didn't have your debit card to pay for air, and that's where you left the key. Like,
It's a whole process,
whole
but we're
thing.
here. God didn't want us to do this, but we're
God
doing
didn't
it.
want us. You keep saying that.
Because I'm telling you, because there's something great that's going to come
There's
out of
something
this.
great. So, and the funniest part is that during this whole thing, you were like, "Fuck, I'm hungry." You ordered hot wings from Pizza Hut. They're here.
Pizza Hut street wings. They're the best. Literally street wings. If you guys don't know, street wings from
Potential sponsor.
Pizza
So
Hut.
you just had one. Very cool. Let's
Pizza
get
Hut,
back.
actually.
So MadCon, you're in Texas. You met a girl. How did MadCon start out?
Okay, so how it started, like the original dynamic of everything, right? So I don't know. Do you know what MadCon stands for?
I do not. Would you like to enlighten me?
Yeah,
in the
of
audience?
course. So MadCon means meet and greet convention. So basically, meet and greet means where you go out, you meet your fans, whatever. And
I'm aware what a meet and greet is.
Yeah, and we were doing it at convention centers. Some people might not know what that means.
Oh, okay.
So meet and greet convention. So MadCon actually has a name to it. A lot of people are enlightened when they hear that. They don't like know that that's a real
really?
thing. Yeah, no, people really didn't know why it was called MadCon, like because it is super like random. Like the new things are like hype houses and stuff like that kind of have like a name that like means like, oh, why? Okay, they have hype, or it's a sway.
Who was all in MadCon?
So of course, some of the greatest. We had Shawn Mendes. I don't know if you
Really?
guys know
Nothing
how
holding
great
me
he is.
back.
Shawn Mendes, yeah, of course. Oh, so many hits you could list right now.
Are you still boys with Sean?
I talk to him. When I have the opportunity to. If I'm Shawn Mendes,
What does that mean?
If I'm thinking about like, oh, I want to talk to Taylor Caniff, I'm not going to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm Shawn Mendes, like I'm one of the biggest stars in the world. Like I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I text him, he does text me back. He's a great dude. He's
Dated
one of the
Camila,
good connects.
right?
Yeah, for a little bit. I've seen she's like been going like on like a little TikTok spree about Shawn and stuff. But Shawn is like,
I like
in
her with the
his
blonde hair. Do you think
like
Sean's gay?
I don't think so. As far as I know, he's not. I gotta be, as you know me, I gotta be very like, like on the dial when I talk about certain things like that. Like as far as
most of my friends
as far
think I'm
as
gay.
I know, I have no idea. If he is, if you find out, tell him to call me.
If everyone
It'd be
in my
a
friend
great
group
call.
will find out, it's probably me.
Yeah. If you find out, let me know because I'm there. But no, bro, we had Shawn Mendes. We had. I love the kid, dude. He's a great dude. Like genuinely, like anyone you can hang out with in Hollywood, like Shawn Mendes.
Shawn Mendes
is one of
Cameron
the
Dallas in
greatest. Cameron Dallas, of course.
Wow.
We'll FaceTime him in a second. We also have Matthew Espinoza. He's doing really well at acting.
Yeah.
Like he's blowing up a little bit. Aaron Carpenter. He's one of my good friends. A lot of people that watch this are probably watching because of MadCon. He just got married. So that's what he did,
Congratulations.
of course. Jack and Jack. I think you've met
Oh,
Jack and
yeah,
Jack.
homies.
Of course, they're on tour right now. They're
Yeah, they
in
are.
Charlotte. I don't know when they'll be
were at
seeing this,
Rupp.
but yeah, of course.
They
Rupp's opening
to
up.
come on the pod too. It's cool.
Buck Wild. You know how it gets. Of
Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
you and Rupp's
course.
song?
Me and Rupp. So Rupp was just on here. He went nuts. One of my best friends, one of the greatest dudes you ever meet, one of the best connection people you ever meet. Everything like
He's a firecracker.
he's literally done. Like I don't even. Most people don't know this, but like he's literally helped out with everything of doing Jack and Jack's album and everything, and like connects and everything, and even in times when I've been not doing the best in my life, he's always been there for me and helped me out a lot.
It's good.
And Rupp's one of the most solid people you meet in Los Angeles. He's a great dude, man.
Makes great hats too.
He makes great hats.
Visibly Toxic,
Yeah, Visibly
shout out.
Toxic. Shout out to him. Like, does great with that. And he's just a hustler, dude. He's an all-around great dude. He's the reason that, like, when we're doing MadCon, it went so crazy and it went so well. But to get back, like I said, I want to answer, who else was in it. Also was like Carter Reynolds was in it. He's doing like his own thing right now. We obviously have Mahogany Lock. She's like a DJ girl. She was like the one that like DJ'd the events and did all of that. We also have, probably some people I'm missing. Obviously Nash Greer. He has a kid, a family now.
Yeah.
Blue eyes, beautiful kids, going crazy.
Noah too.
Hayes.
Hayes. Cool.
Hayes is incredible, dude.
Yeah, good dude.
Hayes,
Handsome
solid
guy, handsome
guy.
guy.
You met him.
So
very solid.
Enough
very
about. There's a
solid.
lot of people in MadCon.
Yes, there's a lot of people there. Of course.
Conventions.
Yes.
How did it end?
Well, we got to get to how it started because that kind of like coincides to that. So like you just want to know who was in it. So how it started, like I said, just not to even go back on our story, but like I said, did meet and greets throughout Nashville or out throughout. Sorry, start that again. To get back to where we were at, we were talking about how it started and how it started. Like I said, we were talking about being in Texas and I met this girl and this cheerleader. I was doing meet and greets all throughout Texas, throughout the Galleria malls, and they were selling out. Thousands of girls were showing up to this. Thousands
to meet
of girls. Just to meet me. Just to meet me. No one else was with me at this time.
Just to meet you after that one video that you had fucking big tits and nice vagina.
Yeah, like stuff like that was going viral at that time. And
that's crazy.
It's crazy. And I actually met this dude named Aaron Carpenter. He was doing the same thing at the same time. And he was around this dude named Bart Borderline. A lot of people watching this are going to laugh, but this dude named Bart Borderline. I love Bart. He has a beautiful family now, just never should have been a CEO of a company. And Aaron introduced me and we, reached out to, again, getting back to the names, like Aaron Carpenter, Jack and Jack, Shawn Mendes, all of them. And we built it, right? And as I said, it was, MadCon stands for Meet and Greet Convention. We were doing the meet and greets. We were doing everything. And as that's going on, we're blowing up overnight.
Yeah.
And you got to understand at this time, there is no such thing as like social media influencers or content creators. So we're just like kind of doing this stuff. We really don't know what's going on yet, right? But one thing that we do know, and none of us owned a percentage of the company at this time during the MadCon first one. So during this time, we're all like, yo, we need to be getting paid for this. Like we see these girls, they're paying, a significant amount of money to be here. We're selling a lot of merchandise, but we're not seeing it on the back end. So slowly, as we figured out, you can't maintain a business with 10 people. Like especially 10 people, especially when you have people like Shawn Mendes and Cameron Dallas who are blowing up internationally that are getting offered to go do X tour. Like I remember when I was there with Shawn, like Island Records was showing up. And there'd be like 5 executives from Island Records just watching Shawn Mendes perform. And it was at that time.
You guys all felt like second place.
Yeah, like I always knew, like, bro, when I met Shawn Mendes, I knew this kid was a star. Like he was like, we shared hotel rooms. Like he was like one of my really good friends.
How do you invest? So like you don't like, how like a lot of NFL players, they get rich and then they just blow it. So how do you invest and able to sustain?
It's crazy you bring this up. I don't know if you know, I had a TikTok that just went viral about this exact thing.
Oh, really?
It was about like a Roman Empire TikTok. Probably a lot of people.
Bro, Rupp sent me this and was like, yo, get Taylor to talk about like this stuff.
Yeah, this stuff. It's crazy because I went through the ringer and back, dude. I was a kid. I had it all, dude. I moved out to LA, dude. I had the biggest house you can imagine, bro. 4 stories big. Everyone, Hollywood house parties, had it all. Aston Martins, Lamborghinis, everything in the driveway. I had it all, dude. I didn't have a worry in the world, bro.
What happened?
I didn't have a worry in the world. Well, So with all of that, at the same time, you're caught up in the LA lifestyle. And this is the biggest thing I talked about to people, and especially influencers that come out to LA, you can get caught up in this lifestyle very fast. And especially the biggest thing for me, dude, is like not having a financial advisor, not having, people around you. I had too many yes men, too many dudes that were just there to enjoy the ride, that weren't, doing their own things. They weren't, trying to leverage me. Yeah, mooching. They're literally, you're sure.
Little Moochie town.
Little Moochie town. Moochie towning, and really just, not, egotistic, really thought that it would never be taken away from me.
Yeah.
I found out real fast. I was on a Netflix show called Chasing Cameron shortly after.
How did that go? That was my next question.
Well, yeah, that did really well. Before that, I did my own solo touring, and I was doing this thing called RB Project, and it did extremely well. So that's where I was able to afford, nice house and a Lamborghini and all of that. And like I said, the pandemic came, dude, and you found a lot out about yourself. You found a lot about your friends, everything. I lost it all, dude. There was at a point, there.
Just by partying and stuff?
Dude, like not just partying, dude. Life, dude. Like if you're not being consistent, you don't make content every single day, you get canceled. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I've been canceled multiple times.
How was the first time you got canceled?
Well, it was like Tana, and it was like these trans allegations with a good friend named Trevi from O2L. I definitely did my wrongs there, and I've had to learn from them. I'm not like a guy that's gonna act like I did.
I just hate cancel culture to begin with.
Yeah, it sucks. And I was like the first person to ever actually get canceled. Like that's an actual like fact. Like I was the first one that like ever, like everyone on social media was like, we don't like this guy, which I get because I had like the big house. I had like, Lambos and nice cars. And people were just like, yo, like this kid doesn't deserve it. Like what is this kid's talent? Like, screw him. Did have a #1 song called
You do have a massive car.
Yeah. and a cock, and we had Buck Wild and went number 1. But people were so fast. It was so funny. It was like as fast as you can go and as fast as you can fall off.
What's Cameron up to now? You said you were going to FaceTime. What's he up to now?
We can FaceTime in a minute. So he's up now. Like I told you, he's doing fanfics now. So he's doing really well. Like he doesn't even care to use social media much. Like he doesn't need to. He does very well on his business side of everything. And he helps run this company called Fanfics, and has a beautiful girlfriend. He just enjoys his life now, dude.
Let's go. Quick before, sorry, side note. Where'd you lose your virginity?
Where'd I lose my virginity? I lost my virginity in a place called Vincennes, Indiana. So it's a little bit outside where I'm from in Princeton, to this random, I don't even know if her name's Haley Green. Like super random, like bro, like super random. And I was hella young. I was like 14, dude.
Where was it?
Like
how to go about?
14, 13. I don't even know if I could come yet at that time, which was even crazy.
Apparently you can't masturbate, so I doubt it.
Dude, I have a hard time. It's hard to picture. Like if I can watch, like, I can't talk about this. All right, so either way, so on that part where we're at, yeah, so like I lost it, and I was actually in my homie's bedroom. His name's Carson Gaines. They're probably gonna watch this, like, what the fuck? But yeah, I was like, my homie Carson Gaines lost my virginity in Vincennes, Indiana, bro. Population of like 500 people. And it was crazy. But I was like already started out like my social media career from there. And like it was I found out like girls came a little easy after that. It was fun.
The girls came easy because you have such
I was always
cock.
insecure. At that time, I think it was crazy big at that time, but it did. Like I've
girls, to me, girls aren't easy to come. It takes like 39 business minutes.
Really? 39
For
business
me.
minutes? Yeah, I'm on like 36. So I'm barely
Girls take a
underneath
while
you.
to come.
Oh yeah,
right?
of course. Well, they can do it multiple times. Not like guys. Like guys, you get off once, you're like, dude, you're contemplating life. For
once,
me,
post
for
nut
me,
syndrome?
for me,
PNS,
once,
is it
for me is
post-
once. I'm done. I'm tapped. I'm like, I'm out of here. Like, I
Have
gotta
you ever
go.
taken a Viagra?
Oh yeah. Oh, I've had terrible experiences on Viagra.
I had the last podcast. I told mine. Wait, so like the Blue Rhinos, have you ever taken one of those gas station pills?
I've took like I think they're basically the same thing. It's like Cialis and Viagra mixed, like orange pills. I've never actually bought one from a gas station, but I would just get them from my homie that just like
Worked at a gas
was out there, probably did. But he was just like, yo, I got these crazy things. You got to take one, bro. I'll never forget I took one, dude.
It was just you two? There was no girls?
It was just me and him, bro. We got after each other. And bro, I had this dude in a full Nelson, dude, on my couch, bro. And I was like, all these trans allegations. So I got this dude upside down in my couch.
By the ankles.
Bro, I literally had him down sucking on his own toes. I'm fucking with you, but no, like, dude, I actually took one, and it was a dreadful experience. I feel like you only do that if you're older.
Yeah,
bro, I was sweating beans for like 5 hours, sweating my ass off, and
bro, when I first time I took Viagra, I didn't know it kicked in like 30 minutes later, so she left, and then I was sweating through my sheets for like 6 hours.
It's the girl I'm with now, and I took it when I was with her, and I felt bad for her the next day. I was like, I'm so sorry, I couldn't stop.
I don't know. I think
I woke up the next
sweating
day. I woke up the next day, still stiff.
Still stiff.
Bricked.
She didn't help you out?
Bricked, bro. I was bricked out of my mind.
She didn't help you out?
Still bricked. I mean, bless her heart. I was just like, I gotta
Fucking, you
figure
were
this.
just a mason.
I mean, bro, I can't just like keep doing that. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to like walk this one off. I'm gonna have to walk this one off. I was like, man, I've been
walk a boater off.
Bro, I mean, dude, you literally
Just
go
take a lap around the house and be like,
no, like I got in the pool, like I took a shower, and I was just like, wow, like I'm never touching one of those again. It's like for do you remember like the honeys that were going around Hollywood?
Because you compare yourself to Hugh Hefner, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's tatted on me.
Oh wow, Playboy! Show the camera. We got Playboy tatted.
Yeah. So what were you saying? Modern day, like
Playboy. Oh, now you're casually showing the Playboy.
No, not casually, because I know how to lift my hand up now.
Oh, now all right. So why do you consider yourself the modern day Hugh?
Well, it's not like about the women and everything. Like in my life,
I have a bunch of robes in the house.
No, it's a real thing. Like you just said it. Like you meant it. Like you literally like.
Oh, you literally just have a bunch of robes?
I rock robes every day. Every single day.
Wow.
So around my house, cool. I rock robes. I do my thing. I rock robes all the time.
You were in a robe last night when I FaceTimed you.
Yeah. Oh, I love robes, and I'm always rocking robes. And I loved Hugh Hefner. I loved what it stood for, and I love women being able to do what they want to do. Like a lot of dudes hate on women for having like OnlyFans and stuff like that. I love it. I think it's great for them.
Ironically enough, the guys that like, oh, I would never date someone.
Oh,
you're jerking off to it.
You're doing your thing. And that's the craziest thing, dude. It's like, for me, it's like, dude, like if you think about it, dude, if you go back to like 5 years ago and a girl like got her nudes leaked like on Facebook, her life was ruined. You come to now, girls are getting mad because their nudes are getting deleted off Facebook. Not even nudes, just
that's
bikini
funny.
photos. That's how far we've came. You got to think about in 5 years how much this is going to
What does
change.
Playboy stand for you?
Playboy stands for me. It's a lifestyle. So most of my life, like I've just been a rock star. Like most of my friends understand, like I don't take life very serious. I'm like just like one of those guys that is, I live in the moment and I go as I go. And I don't take things
I don't
very
think anyone's doubting that you live in the moment, Taylor. And I fucking love it.
Of course. Yeah. Like I'm just one of those guys just goes with it. Like I'm one of those guys never think about things too deep and I just go and I have a great time and I party a lot. I have good times with good friends. And so it's always been one of those things, man. Like I would always wear robes all the time just around my house and have parties and everyone was just like, dude, like you're like the modern like Hollywood Hugh Hef.
So like,
told you went down the long string of
how do you
being
play on that with all like the allegations and stuff of like past bunnies, like saying Hugh abused them sexually and stuff?
Yeah, I seen a little bit about that. I didn't know about that part. Luckily, I've never had any of those. I've never done of course not. I mean, I treat women with respect, dude. That's like one of my biggest things, dude. Like, you know, like I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for beautiful women and everything growing up around women. So that was the thing about me. It wasn't like, oh, well, Hugh may have been hooking up with these women. Just I met hundreds of girls a day to thousands of girls a day. So I wouldn't be out in Hollywood if it wasn't for girls. So it was like kind of a different aspect than being Hugh Hefner. It was just kind of like, yo.
Oh no, that's like the lifestyle and the playing and stuff.
It was just girls loved me.
Do you watch porn?
I watch my own. Like with my girl. Like with my girl.
Oh, you should have home videos and stuff.
Yeah, I do.
I have home videos of exes.
Yeah, like with my girl and stuff. Like so, like that's what I do.
That's cool. Cause I like
That's
honestly,
my
I'd
lifestyle.
rather watch my own videos than
I
someone
can't like
else's
just
cock.
random people and random dudes. And
Maybe we
see
can
and stuff,
exchange.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Wait, yeah, I like threesome. Have you ever had a threesome?
Shit, dude. I've done a lot. I mean,
What's the craziest sexual experience you've ever had?
I mean, dude. Well, shoot, it wasn't too long ago, dude. I was low key coming back from this Halloween. I was coming back and
Coming back from where?
a Halloween party, and I was just going nuts, dude. And we're literally going up the top of Laurel Canyon, dude. And I'm literally in the middle of the street, don't realize what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to get in the back of my car. I'm not paying attention. I'm still in the middle of Laurel. Had to get off to this side. I'm parked in a random dude's driveway. They end up coming out. I'm mid-fetal, like doing my thing, legs up in the air. Dude walks out, like I'm with my girl. Crazy stories, dude. There's a lot.
You're on Laurel Canyon and you decide to have sex, so you pulled off into a random person's driveway and had sex.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know if it was a drive. It was like a thing, yes. But yes, we did. Like it was after a Halloween. It was,
So on the way home,
so I was just like,
we
one,
need
bro,
to
a
fuck
lot.
before we finish this 10-minute ride.
Wait, but we couldn't get to the crib.
You were that horny.
I was that horny that I don't know why. It was Halloween.
That's cool.
Super weird. Super weird. I don't know.
So how'd that end? Did he ask?
We had
to
a
join?
great. We had a great night.
No, the guy that came out and caught you.
He kind of like just like I think just didn't know really what was going on and was just like, yo, go. And we're like, yeah, we'll go.
Oh, I'm about to.
And then I go and then we go. But he wasn't like weird or anything like that. He definitely knew what was going on though.
That's cool.
I think for
What
sure.
a homie.
Yeah. What were you saying?
I don't know. Can we
Was
talk
he
about,
the-
hey,
yeah, of
so
course.
your
Yeah, of
car
course.
was blocking that girl?
Yeah, of course.
The car was blocking that girl. Thanks for diffusing the situation, Katia and LJ. So I was like, can I give you Happy Dad? Because she had to wait to bring her groceries and stuff, right? Gave her the case of
Yeah,
Happy
of
Dad.
course.
And I was like giving her a sweatshirt, which...
Bro, you know she
regret, 'cause
DM'd me
those
on
are
Instagram.
limited.
You know she DM'd
goes,
me on Instagram.
Already? She goes to me.
Bro, she
goes,
knew who I was.
I'd rather just have a drink with you than this case.
Crazy, bro. She somehow DM'd me on Instagram.
I know.
never
She
said
kept
my
that. And then
name.
she was like, I was like, oh,
Wait,
you're not
so-
mad. And then I was like, where you from? I was like playing the game.
Bro, it's-
but like, she literally was like, I don't want these drinks. I'd rather have one with you. And I was like,
Oh, she was catching
yeah,
a
that's
vibe out there.
not, listen, I know you've been stuck for about 30 minutes, but like, no.
She was catching a vibe out there, bro. She randomly DM'd
Would
me.
you?
Bro, she DM'd me
Would
on
you?
Instagram. I can't, man. I got a girl.
No, but if you didn't have a girl,
I don't think so.
me either.
Okay, good. Making sure we're on the same page.
I think we're all on the same page there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
I honestly,
sit there and
I
wait.
wanna be-
Sit there and wait it out on.
She was very nice
nice,
and
very
cool
nice.
soul.
Of course.
That's all I'm saying.
So
anyways, Nikita Dragon, how'd you get canceled there?
Yeah, so
Nikita
that
Dragon
one
exposed
that one's tough, dude. It sucks. It was an unfortunate situation. So like we're out in Miami and I just started getting like relatively, wealthy again.
Oh, dude. So I saw how like you lost it all on your most recent TikTok.
Yeah, I
and
posted like a
stuff.
TikTok and like mega viral. Yeah.
So how'd you lose it all?
So like losing it all, like I said, you like not having a great financial advisor, not having the right people around you. And yes, man, I touched on this a little bit, but I feel like we really need to close it up because that was the number one thing people wanted to know. And it's like this kid was, at such a large level and everything. The biggest thing that I want to say to people is make sure you take care of your taxes. That's the biggest thing you got to do. When you're an influencer, time's going by, you don't understand. You're just in the moment, you're paying it, you're spending it, you're doing this, and you don't know it. And especially like most people that are influencers are from small towns. They don't have, like families that are from the financial world, And I was from that definite case of all that. And like I said, not posting content, definitely thinking that I was on top of the world at the time and really just wasn't paying attention to, my finances. I really wasn't at the time. I don't know if you remember Caniff. She's huge now.
Caniff?
Of course.
Oh yeah,
Of course. I literally, we're here. It's unfiltered. We're here. We're here. It's unfiltered. She used to be my old maid. I know it sounds insane. It sounds insane. It does, right?
No way.
Yeah.
She is hot. The blonde chick.
Yeah. Caniff.
Oh my God. She comes up multiple times on my ride. I'm like, can you double click the check?
Yeah. Can you check me out? No, she was a great girl, dude. Like, not a maid. Like she, my friend.
Did you have sex with her?
But basically, she, no, I never did really. I don't think. I mean, you maybe have to ask her. Maybe the comments can decide that. She made several YouTube videos after. That was what was upsetting about the situation. Because I did so much for her. It wasn't that she was like my maid. It was basically like, you help take care of my dog. And, during that process, like you get free rent,
Well, she lived with you.
Yeah, she lived with me. That's what I was
assistant.
saying. That's what I was saying, like blowing through money. I just let people live with me for free.
No way.
Oh, I was paying $10,000 a month for a house. I didn't charge a single friend for rent.
No way.
Corinna was
because you just wanted to be the man.
I just wanted to be that guy.
I don't understand how people could just take advantage of someone like that.
And well, no, at that time, I was facing 4 felonies and 3 misdemeanors. So I thought I was going to jail.
For what?
So I was told, so there's a 3-strike law in Indiana. I had a house party, huge house party. Like I said, I partied, bro. Especially back then, I partied. And on the 4th of July, I had a party. Huge party, bro. Mind you, I'm not even.
What's his name in Eastbound and Down?
Oh, that's everyone.
Oh, that just.
Do I need to say it? Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers. You're Kenny Powers.
Danny McBride. I am Kenny Powers. Modern day Kenny Powers.
You're fucking Kenny Powers.
Bro, and you know what's crazy about Kenny Powers? He loses it all from after baseball.
And then kind of gets it back and has a special friend.
He does. And he goes crazy. You're Stevie.
Yo, no, you're fucking Kenny Powers.
I'm Kenny Powers. And like, bro, it's crazy because like I never thought I was going to be able to live out the getting the success part where he goes off and does, national television and everything and gets it back and kind of figures out like, life again. I never thought I was going to get that chance again. And like I said, for you, like that kind of came for me from, expanding out, being around people like that and using my resources of knowing, these popular influencers and everyone I grew up around was leveraging deals, being able to get these other kids in deals and everything and doing all that. And during that time that I had to go back to Indiana, I had to leave LA after that. Like I said, I was dead, bro. Fucked me up, bro. And I went through depression. I went through an opioid addiction. Really fucked me up. It was really bad. I was doing like 3 to 4 opioids a day. Which led me into when the crypto shit came. I was a Superman.
Rupp mentioned that he witnessed you get $1 million in like the day in crypto.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, like it changed my life forever. I'll never have to work again. But like I said, during that time, I was just
fucking order hot wings.
Oh yeah. Oh, hot wings is great. Brand new car. I don't know how to. I have my keys with it. Yeah. But like I said, dude, like
they come with a spare, right?
It's crazy, and I can't even remember doing it. Because I was on so many opioids doing it.
You got all
dude,
that
I would
crypto.
Wake up by doing opioids and it made me
Is that a side effect of taking painkillers?
Well, dude, for most people it's like
because I will get some right now.
No, like if you take Adderall, a lot of people will work. If I take an Adderall, I'll sleep. I grew up on ADHD. I was one of the unfortunate kids that unfortunately my grandparents put me on Adderall when I was like 9 years old. And it fucks you long term, it fucks you
grandmother, right?
My grandmother passed away, but she was my mother basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So she basically is my mother, and my grandfather's my best friend. They helped raise me.
That's awesome.
I went through like a very traumatic, would never want to talk about it again, like childhood. Yeah. Like not normal for anyone to go through. But I never talk about it much. It's, like everyone has their, different backgrounds they have to come from. But for me, it's like I knew I had to make it out. Like where I was from, like I had to. Like there was no other option. It's like I know I ain't gonna go to college. Like I know it's not for me. And it was crazy. That's why it was so great to have someone like Rupp that understood that. Like back then, you gotta remember in 2013, oh, we're gonna be big on social media. We can be like Robin Big. We sound crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone in our high school made fun of us. I was made fun of for sure. I couldn't go to school anymore.
Dude, always everyone made fun of those kind of TikToker Viners and stuff.
Yeah.
But secretly you wanted to be them because they were so popular and they were making more money than your fucking own parents.
Yeah, like even at the start, like
Imagine it's like
super
Justin Bieber. You were making so much money at a young age. It's like, what do you probably got like approached with weird stuff sexually from like high business people in LA.
Of course.
And stuff.
Oh,
It's
dude.
just-
Yeah, there's that dark place. I mean, managers fuck you over. That's the craziest thing. So many people will be able to relate with, especially if you're out here and you're cracking and you have like, managers and everything. Soon as people that will fuck you over. You'll be in weird positions, especially out here and stuff like that. I never did really got into acting stuff, but I've heard crazy stories from like people that are into acting shit. Like, you gotta like sleep your way up to the top. I'm just like, okay, that's kind of weird. But
honestly, one pump, you'd probably be good. Straight to the top with that fucking hog.
Yeah, with that cock. Yeah, I mean, damn, dude. I mean, it is a crazy world, bro. And I feel like it's crazier with the newer influencers now, and like what they're doing is like, like I see a lot of these influencers and they have like powerhouses behind them. They have like families with multi-millions of dollars.
Did you know a lot of actors, they have kind of angel sponsors that place them in movies. So Timothy Chalamet's parents are super rich and they place them in...
Oh, you want to know whose family is extremely wealthy?
Who?
Alex Earls.
The blonde?
She used to be a big fan of Magon.
Her family's hella rich and that's why she's like...
Very wealthy. Like she can tell you that. Very wealthy.
So what? How do you
it's
feel
like kind
about-
of like you can even place it to do it. So is the D'Amelios. Like there's no way anyone can look at the D'Amelios and be like, oh, this is organic.
So how do you feel about like... Is there any way to actually
so for me, it's like
genuinely break
so for us
into the industry without
that's the thing.
that?
Like, do you see the D'Amelios or any of them selling merchandise with their name on it? They can't. They don't. Their audience doesn't genuinely love them for genuinely being who they are. We were loved for that, so we could just sell merch with our shirt on it, with our face on it. They loved us because we were just genuinely young kids doing what we wanted and what made us happy. We put a camera in front of us. We didn't know what was coming next. We didn't know we were going to be famous. We didn't know we were going to be selling out venues. I never knew I was going to have a #1 song with my best friend. We didn't know any of that shit was going to happen. We're just young kids having fun.
Yeah.
These newer kids, they have like this little like book now of basically what you would call like, you get in your car and you get a little owner's manual in it and you can see how it works. When we were doing this shit, we didn't know how it worked. These newer kids, they know how it works now and they know what to do, what not to do. And they almost can't be themselves.
You paved the way. But how did MatCon end?
So MatCon basically ended because we couldn't afford to pay everyone. Bro, you got Shawn Mendes on tour, bro. He's a rock star. That dude's one of the most talented individuals in the world. And it's like, dude, we're getting down to it.
Everyone got greedy.
Yeah, basically greed would be the final destination. I mean, you can't call it greed on our side. It could be greed on the other
also
side.
on Sean's side, like you maybe outgrow your situation.
Yeah, he definitely outgrew
Camila
the situation.
Cabello was the best one that came out of Fifth Harmony.
Exactly. So it's the
So
same
you
for him.
can't like be mad at them for outgrowing the situation. You're not going to do meet and greets forever.
Exactly. You can't just sit there and do the same thing you're doing. We're all thankful for the opportunity, like especially the Jacks and everyone's moving on, doing their own things, doing very well in their own lives, their own paths. And that's what's great. Like that's been the coolest part about everything with MatCon is like everyone's like genuinely doing really well in life.
Why'd you quit social media then?
Not to be like sound like weird, but I got extremely well off. And then I kind of like went through a point where like, what's my purpose? Like, what do I do? And I kind of missed the thrill. Like, I know this is going to feel weird to say, but like come back to TikTok, getting 8 million views on a video and stuff, like it gives you like a weird dopamine. Like,
Of course.
that I had when I was younger and I was a kid and I felt young again. So like I kind of wanted to feel young again. I wanted to see if I still had it. If people still cared about me. I feel like people hated me because of the cancellations with Nikita Dragon and Tana Mojo and stuff, that people hated me. But they're, I met so many people. I did so many meet and greets after MatCon. I met, we were like doing the math not too long ago, and I met well over 1.2 million women, and dudes and everything throughout tour.
Okay, so 1.2 million people. So what's your purpose in life now?
So like my purpose in life now is like, like a question I ask myself every day, man. Not to get like weird or sad on here, but that's something I still don't have the answer to. I still don't know. That's like the saddest part of my life is I try to figure that out. I try to figure that part of my life out. That's just something I still don't know if I'll ever get the answer to. I wake up, I try to do my best, and stuff like that. That's kind of the part of going through addiction. You have those highs every day and like you really aren't dealing with life and like what it actually is and like what you're actually going through. And then you get off that, you're not on that anymore. And then it's, like almost like what Bieber went through. I knew he was on a sick one before he went through that experience. And it's just like, it's a hard place. It's, you know, having fame and success when you're younger and you're especially not set up for it and you're never like planning to do it, it really can fuck up your life. And like, I've seen it fuck up a lot of my friends' lives, a lot of people I've been around in Hollywood's lives. And that's a scary thing about falling off that people don't talk about is the, basically the mental, you know, making sure you have a great therapist, you have a great team around you. And a lot of people I've met out here that's fell off, like falling off, you know what I'm saying? Reach a peak, millions of followers, doesn't last forever. Social media doesn't last forever. So you can't look young, you can't look hot, you can't have a six pack for the rest of your life. So you always got to have a plan B. Yeah. And that was the biggest thing I never really had at that time. I had to figure that out for myself. Like I said, when I went broke and I went back to Indiana, I had to figure out how, what am I going to do? I was like, am I going to have to go like work a normal like 9 to 5? Like, I never thought that was something I'd have to do. But I literally like sat there days on end. I was like, dude, like, there's no way I can't reach out to brands and companies and be like, hey, I'm Taylor Caniff. I did this, I did that. Trust me with your marketing. And I started from there and like I got inspiration from Rupp and I never looked back.
So what's your process in finding it?
So biggest process in and like giving
What
out
has
secrets.
helped you?
So like biggest of doing that is making my family proud. Like when I went back to Indiana and I sat there, it was like, damn, you went off for 8 years and you toured the world and you met all these girls, you did all that, and now you're here and you're broke. And I sat there and I sat around and I was like, I don't take no as an answer. And like, that's the biggest thing. Like I said, you said Kenny Powers, but I've never took no as an answer. But it sucked for me because it was like, I also had like addiction in the process. But when I got back to just doing me, I went nuts, man. Like I really have never looked back. Like I've been in a crazy back, doing very well financially and everything. But to set back, you know, and look back from 2 years ago, would have never thought. And that's the thing. God gives you second chances. And I became closer to God. And I think that's a bigger process.
You have a good spiritual
like
relationship. Things
like where I just, you know, I had to sit down, dude, and like really like do the mistakes that I've made and everything I've done, especially after the Nikita Dragon shit. I didn't really talk about that, but basically we were out in Miami and I was on a sick one, dude, like ripping it up, just killing
Bender
nuts.
like Beckham?
Bender off of like actual, what's that show? Bender, he's like a can.
I remember.
Fantastic. His name, that's where it comes from, by the way. His name's Bender.
Bender from it's not Cars.
No, it's like an actual show. It's like it was like on like Comedy Central and stuff. That's where Bender comes from. His name's Bender, and he's always on a bender. He's a can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a crazy thing. Do you know what?
sense.
All right,
I'm
going to put you on to social media history. Do you know what stands for? Where Stan comes from? Oh, I'm a stan of Camila Cabello. I'm a stan of Shawn Mendes.
I've never even heard that term.
You never heard the name?
Have
like
you?
I'm a stan of Shawn Mendes.
Really?
You've heard it, yeah, of course. That comes from Eminem's song called Stan.
I don't even know.
It's a crazy thing. Like there's crazy things that people don't know about like social media, which is funny.
Do you have any juice? Do you have any little gossip
gossip
inside
hour.
social media?
Yeah, I
Back in the day,
mean,
what's going
we
on?
kind of get into it. Give me a 2-second break, and yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Juice. I don't know why. So I asked you what the juice was. I don't care about the juice. I want the tea.
The tea.
Do you have any tea? Like, because you've been around the social
Hollywood.
media for like, what's going on behind the scenes? What's the tea?
So it's crazy. It's like with the newer influencers. Like I said, it's almost like Taylor Swift. There's like machines behind them. There's little machines behind these newer influencers. I feel like that's a pretty crazy thing. I've spoken about that briefly on TikTok, and it's like blown people's minds because, like I said, like when we were younger, we didn't have like machines behind us. People like
What do you mean machines?
buying meme pages, turning the meme pages into X and X fan accounts.
No way.
Yeah.
You think that's happening?
I don't have to think. I know.
Really. So
I do
all
this.
these
I
new influencers.
do artist management.
What do you
Like,
think about what's it with the sisters? They have their Charlie.
It's not them. All right. Have you seen the
the two
Caprio?
girls
Have you
that are
seen? Have you
huge
seen
on
the
TikTok?
no? What's those twins? What's the twins?
D'Amelios.
That's, oh yeah, of course. Them. Look
What's that? What do you think of them?
That was already ready. That was ready. That was set up. That was done. Well, of course. I mean, look at their family. Look at the whole family. Look at the dad. Look at the mom. They're ready for the reality TV show. That was done.
So they funded everything?
Oh, they already had it set up. Her dad was already doing well in finance. They found a family that they could see that could do very well in social media that had the aspect outside of it. She was already doing dance videos and everything. That's cool. She could have blew up, maybe gained 3 or 4 million. Now TikTok's seen the dynamic. Okay, you have a well-looking family. There's not a sketchy backlog behind you guys. There's no messy stuff there. Your mom is well looking. Your dad's well looking.
Our mom's hot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And
That's hot, too.
It's a perfect dynamic for them. So it goes on from there.
And like the drama's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. No, they're falling off. The fall off is insane.
Yeah.
Charli D'Amelio was at 50 million followers on Instagram. Check right now. You have your phone. The fall off that these kids are going to go through is the biggest T in LA. Is what you're going to have to find out is how these people are going to deal with the fall off. Because with us, with Vine and MagCon and stuff, the fall off, wasn't overnight.
Well, she has 72,000, so that's a little more than 50.
So she's.
Oh wait, 70.
I'm talking about.
Oh no,
Instagram.
this is a guy.
I'm talking about Instagram, bro.
That is
she was at 52
No,
million.
I'm on it. How do you spell Charli?
I mean, I didn't go to high school, dog.
Charli D'Amelio. She doesn't have Instagram.
Charli D'Amelio's on Instagram. Did you get blocked? What'd you do? You say something crazy on the podcast?
I got blocked by Charli D'Amelio.
Blocked.
How many followers? So wait, let's.
So that's the biggest thing that people love to know. It like in Hollywood is the fall off. Like that's the biggest thing that people love to know.
So you fell off because of someone.
Like my own thing. I did my
crypto.
own thing. Like my own thing. Like not crypto, dude. Like I said, I did marketing for so many great people. I did artist management for so many great artists. Like I've done a lot.
What goes into that? What goes into artist management?
So it's like, you grow up, you meet an artist out here and they do their thing and they want to do shows. And the biggest thing that I did was meet and greets. I understand how that goes. I understand how that world works. I understand
their fan base.
Well, the biggest thing is in that as well. And like understanding modern technology through TikTok that, if you want to be a rising star right now, it's almost sad. If you're not cracking on TikTok and you're an artist, you'll get dropped. Just like you were never there.
44.7.
Wow.
So she's lost 6 million. So she's lost 6 million. You go to Social Blade and you'll type in Addison Rae, you'll be sick to your stomach. She's losing 425,000 followers a month. Addison Rae was almost at 50 million herself. She's all the way down to 37. These people are losing at a rapid rate so fast that it's almost like what happened or how is it happening? Was there fake followers involved? Who knows? No one knows.
I think once you get to a certain point with the followers that you can just buy followers and people would just not question it.
Of course you can, but they're not going to do that. They don't think they need to do that. They're living in their own realm. But the thing that these people don't understand, what people don't understand, people don't talk about is like, this is a new profession. You don't have like a certain world, and you'll see with like NBA, football stars, basketball stars, but there wasn't really much fame involved in being an athlete or being something like that at that time. Now that there's social media,
they weren't searching for it. They just wanted to play ball.
Now that there's social media, you can be really famous and really be famous like from being like LeBron James and everything.
Yeah.
What needs to be studied and something that I think is very important, and especially going in the future with influencers, is being so famous, making so much money, and then within a blink, whether you get canceled, whether time just goes by, losing it all. I've had to watch it myself. It's a sad thing to watch. I had to deal with it myself. It was sad. I didn't want anyone around me. It's something that people need to be prepared for. People need to like pay attention to more because it's not talked about enough. These people are falling off very, very fast, and they think that I can quit college. Like I'm going to be on.
How is it not the same with professional athletes though? Because it's been well documented.
Well, you got to understand. Like, yeah, even with them, it is. But you got to understand.
Like the Broke documentary. You saw that one?
Well, now there's social media involved. So you could have been, in the day, Peyton Manning. He never had Instagram, so he didn't know how on he was, and he's not relying on social media making money. He was getting his contracts from the NFL. He knows when that's going to end. You don't know when your contract's going to end.
Bro, how pissed would you be if you were fucking Johnny Manziel and missed out on the fucking era of making money?
Oh, Johnny Manziel. Shout out to Johnny Manziel. He's one of my really good friends, bro. And he's sticking up for, Reggie Bush, people like that. He made his bag during college. He knew what he was doing. He's about his bag. Johnny Manziel's a very smart individual. He's one of those people.
But he could have made so much money. Caleb Williams doesn't have to work for the rest of his life.
Of course. But you got to understand, who knows what he'll have to do. But it's crazy to me because people don't understand mental health. They don't understand like what goes behind all those scenes. They're like, oh, he plays football. He needs to go out there and play football. Johnny Manziel, I've personally met and been around him, dude. There's a lot more going on than, going out there and playing a football and I'm trying to impress, crowds of 30,000 people.
There's this money dude has on real the line thoughts. If you don't.
Exactly. This dude has real thoughts. This dude has real people he cares about. He's going through real life stuff. He has relationships. He has depression. He's normal as anyone else. And other people deal with life in different ways. Everyone has different circumstances. Same with influencers. Everyone's like, what's Cameron Dallas doing now?
What is he doing now?
He's living his life. And, he's trying to figure it out every day. Same as I'm trying to figure it out every single day. It's not normal for people. And people, put influencers or, certain people that are at that kind of like level on a pedestal. And we don't have the answers. We don't know all the answers to life. A lot of us never even went to high school. We had our childhoods ripped from us. You know, we're trying to live every day to like, you know, like just be happy.
Yeah.
Is the saddest part. And you never know. You spend every day waking up and putting your face in front of a camera and you're living like a false reality of social media. The craziest thing is when TikTok gets deleted, I think there's going to have to be like extra rehabs and like weird shit open because people are going to lose their livelihoods. They're going to lose their dopamine, everything that they use to be on there. And TikTok is really getting deleted because I just got banned on live and we reached out to reps.
No way, really?
Yeah, I got banned from going
But
live.
don't you have a responsibility to do something about it and teach as an influencer? That's in the title.
And that's what I've been doing. That's why I'm going viral on TikTok. That's why I'm like being so talked about because I'm talking about like those real things. And I got banned from being on live talking about it.
Because they don't want to hear from you?
I mean, I was just explaining to them like, if you don't have backup plans, like go look at people like Taylor Holder. And I love Taylor Holder. He's one of my good friends, bro. But this dude lost it all within a week. Oh, he talks about himself on podcasts, man.
I don't know.
Like it's sad.
I've heard
It's
the
a
name.
sad reality of the other part of social media that people don't talk about is the downfall. Everyone wants to come on a podcast and be like, I'm doing this. I have this movie coming out next week. I have this.
This isn't for that podcast. You're not here to promote shit. I want to find out what your favorite sex
Guess what
position
I
is.
have coming next week?
What'd you call me?
Guess what I have coming next week? Not shit.
What do you have coming?
Figuring out my life.
I don't know. You do have something coming because aren't you Aiden Ross? What's going on there?
So I was gonna do that. Steiny's scared. Won't fight me. But yeah.
Wait, you were about to fight.
I was gonna fight.
Hey,
Stein.
be careful because Happy Dad is in the building.
No, of course. I messaged Kyle first. Kyle can co-sign this. I messaged Kyle and he was just like, it's not a good look. I don't think Steiny would want to do it. So I can't say
If
Steiny
you were to
wasn't
fight
scared.
Steiny,
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
I met Steiny once at Barney's. Good human.
Yeah. Well, I got back to him that I could fight.
You can fight.
I can fight.
If I were to just.
But if it was like, if Steiny could just hold the
this
punches.
fucking wild card.
Yeah, if Steiny could hold the punches and wait a little bit, I'll gas out. Like I'm not very well conditioned. Like I played basketball when I was growing up. I want to.
By the way, you are big in that. So who's the biggest basketball player you've ever played with?
Paul George. He's one of my best friends. He's really good.
Really?
I'm really good at basketball.
Really?
Like I will never gas myself.
Like,
I wouldn't even say I'm great at. Oh, I am great at social media. That's what's funny about. Like,
I just had Kane on. You had Kane over your house. We play at the WeHo coach all the time.
Okay, of course.
You should come
yeah,
play.
you know.
I want to see you live.
You know Nick and them. I went and ooped with them. They're like, yo, like you're in a different.
Oh really?
They're
Nick,
like,
and Zane?
Yeah, well, like I was like playing with Cheyenne and Nick and everyone, and they're like, it wasn't even like fun. It wasn't even like.
Oh,
fair.
you're good.
Oh, I played. Like I've won a state championship and all that. Like I
gotta see it live.
Yeah, I played like triple. Like I went around and played.
Send me
like,
some clips. Maybe able to cut it in here.
Okay, yeah, you do your thing. I'll send you some. But yeah, like I played. I played.
Just him doing
played basketball all life. So dude, it was crazy because that was the upsetting part to my family, dude.
You're Kenny Powers of basketball.
I could have been, but that's the biggest thing to my family. Like I wouldn't. You don't know then, but at that time when I was 13 and 14, that was everything. My family, like my grandparents, invested everything into that. Bro, it was a lot to play travel basketball, but I was that. I was that good. I was that good. Like we would travel around. We would go from I have a bunch of great friends that went on and kids that I was as good as, or if not better, that are up there in the league playing overseas.
Steiny is scared.
Bro, I'm a fucking savage. Like if I get in a fight, I'm fighting. Like you're gonna have to knock my head off. Like I'm not gonna get knocked out. I boxed Taylor Holder in a backyard because he was upset with me. I just said, box me, come beat the fuck out of me. If you're real about it, like you're Taylor Holder, you say that, come fight me.
Either
sure enough,
sure
enough. Shout out Taylor Holder. Shout out Taylor Holder. And I'll send you clips of this. He came and boxed.
Do you fight dirty?
No, I didn't fight dirty at all. He beat the fuck out of me though. Like oh yeah. Taylor Holder knows how to box. He knows how to box. But I'm a man.
But Steiny can't. You don't think Steiny?
Well, no. Like people found out like I'm a man. He couldn't knock me out though. That's the one thing Taylor can say.
Oh, so you're like that dude in the fight recently. What's his name?
Oh, he can't knock me out. Basically, yeah. Who Sugar Sean fought?
Sugar Sean fought. That dude.
But guess what? Taylor Holder is an absolute athlete. He's boxed since he's been 8 years old. He couldn't knock me out. He told me that 5 times. He's like, bro, I can't knock you out. I was like, of course not.
Fucking 12-piece wings.
You're not knocking me out. Guess what, bro? I was on a ketamine drip, getting off my opioids, starting my sobriety off of
what?
It was called a ketamine drip.
Oh, to
dude, they had bro, like literally, I'll show you the video.
killers.
It's so sad. It's so sad. I'm on a ketamine drip and I'm drunk as shit. So I was getting off opioids. They would literally suggest that when you're getting off.
Let you drink at the hospital? What?
I wasn't in a hospital.
Who?
It was self detox. I did it at the Face House. Funny. Oh, bro, I'll show you a funny clip. They'll play it. We had a funny ass story. It went viral. Like on the Aiden Ross podcast, my friend Face Banks, one of my best friends. Shout out to Face Banks.
I love me some Face.
Yeah, great
Big
guy.
Pats
By the
fan.
way,
Pats
taking
fan.
back over
Big
Face
Pats
cam.
fan. He doesn't drink either.
No, he doesn't. He's completely sober right now. Take him back over.
Well, that
Face
was a
cam.
good ciggy.
So he was one of the main people that helped me get sober, and like he changed my life.
Oh, really?
It's like newly.
Are you sober now?
No, I drink a little bit. I'll drink seldomly, but that's about all I'll do.
Nothing. So I've been trying to like just drink and do a shroom here and there, and like microdose and smoke weed.
Yeah, I can't smoke weed, bro. It gives me bro, I can't smoke weed. It gives me bro,
I seriously have.
Dude, I can't smoke weed. It gives me so much anxiety. It's so bad.
Really?
Bro, it's like bro, you could give me weed right now and I'll end up in like urgent care. I swear to God, it's that bad.
Dude, Bob Menery said he fucking took too much edibles one time. Yeah,
Oh, dude, I think that's what happened
with the
to
record
me.
number of like 911 complaints. Or
Bro, dude,
calls.
I literally am not kidding you.
I don't understand it. I'm a social smoker. I want to talk to everyone.
I think
and be
that's
like,
what cooked me.
What's your
bro.
deal? I do it before stage.
Oh, dude, like that was my biggest thing when we were younger, dude. If brands or it wasn't really brands, if our fans knew we smoked, it was like such a disgusting look. And during that whole time, I smoked. That was the only way I could get through that touring. Bro, I was hitting dab rigs, everything.
That's different.
Bro, it burnt me out, dude. By the time I got off that tour, dude, and I had such a bad drinking issue, like it's just shit's sad to say. Like I don't know, I've really never talked about this. But bro, I would drink an entire fifth of Ciroc to get through a meet and greet.
I understand.
Because I wasn't really
Ciroc.
A fifth, the entire fifth.
Flavored?
Peach.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Oh, you're a peach girl too, aren't you?
Apple, peach. But dude, I'd drink an entire fifth.
I love fruity drinks. Let's say,
Yeah, but it wasn't fun though. It was really sad. It was really sad.
The real nitty gritty. Why you came on?
Yeah.
Where's the weirdest place you had sex?
Weirdest place I've ever had sex. Shit, dude. I would have to think about that, man. I mean, dude, I think the weirdest place would have to be. I mean, like, I've lived like a really crazy fucking life.
I've
Like
gathered.
most people wouldn't understand. So most shit would just see like that doesn't make much sense. But
a
it's
zoo?
like I don't know like how you would say it would be weird though. Like crazy,
unique.
crazy, unique.
Say something right now, and I'd be like, come on.
Unique. Okay, Aspen and one of the lifts going up. That was a fun
You had
time.
sex on a lift? That's pretty
Yeah, it's pretty
cool.
dope. Yeah, like I was in Aspen for a little bit. It's like probably 4 years.
Your little hog must have
5 years
shrunk a little
ago.
bit.
Yeah, that's why it was funny to me because I was like super fucking freezing. I was like fucking frozen cold. And like
cum came out like an
no,
icicle?
the craziest part is, dude, yo, when we're getting ready to come up and we're coming off, dude, like bro, we weren't even ready yet. We weren't even ready yet. So, bro, we're getting there. And they're like having to stop it a little bit. I'm like coming off. I can't get my fucking thing back shut because I was getting a little bit of weight at that time. And I'm like still like wearing my old snow pants. I'm like really can't get them buttoned. So I'm like coming off and people are looking at us like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, that was like a pretty unique experience. But dude, I've lived a really crazy life.
I can imagine.
Like a crazy one. Give me another question though, because those ones are a little like.
What's your ideal date? Not that you need one because you have a girlfriend. That's very helpful with the keys. What's your ideal date?
My ideal date, man.
You pick up a girl. Where you going?
So like, I would love to be able to have her come and watch fantasy football. I'm the biggest sports guy, bro. I am.
What do you mean?
You don't understand, dude.
What do you mean watch fantasy football?
You gotta not watch fantasy football, but watch football. I'm the biggest dude. I have like a real issue. I'm not addicted to gambling. I'm not addicted to anything really anymore. I have an issue. I have an issue with vapes a little bit, but bro, I'm addicted to fantasy football, and I have a real issue with that.
How many leagues?
And what's been so great about bro, I was in like I think 14 this year.
Fuck you in the. That's insane. I thought I had a total. How does it not cross?
I had a total wagered of 10090K.
It has to cross the
well,
roster.
Dude, you gotta understand.
So you have to lose.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you're exactly right. You know,
so why not just do the biggest?
You know, fantasy.
ones?
So I couldn't even bet on players because I'd have two players playing in the game. I'd be playing one of them, and then I'd be having one of them.
So why not have less leagues and just focus on the big money ones?
I'm addicted to it. It's weird. I don't know. That's what I fell onto after opioids and Xanax and shit like that. I fell onto that.
I mean, that's a healthier alternative.
Yeah, I guess so. But like, I mean, bro, the first
they're big into fantasy football. They're big Vikings people. They're from Minnesota.
Oh wow! Shout out to Aaron Jones. Congrats. Who the hell is your guys' quarterback though? Sam Darnold.
Ewy!
I don't know, dude. Bro, he actually looked half decent. He played one game, bro. You know what? He lost me $50,000. Shout out to FaZe Banks in his league. I lost to OVO Ryan. He's close to Drake. I lost.
You were in a $50,000.
Bro, I lost. Bro,
league.
you guys remember that game that they played the Baltimore Ravens? They put Sam Darnold in at the end. He has Baltimore's defense. Sam Darnold on the last 12 seconds, they're down two touchdowns. Throws a pick. I lose. That league was like, I think it was like 5 bands. Sam Darnold throwing a pick. I'll never talk to the guy.
Sam?
never a nice guy. Never speaking to him again.
Oh, you met Sam?
Sam Darnold, multiple bro. He lives at Nice Guy.
Oh, really?
Randomly, I don't know. Yeah, it's a random fact. I'll never speak to him again though after that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bro, it was so funny. It came down to the last second. Our whole league's paying attention. Everyone's paying attention.
So you said you can't masturbate though?
Well, no, like I said, like I'm one of those rare people that has like an issue with that. Like when I'm doing it, like I think about it in my head a little lot. Like I'm one of those guys, dude. I've seen like recent TikToks about it, like that you don't live in reality. Like I feel like I view my life from a third person.
When you watch porn?
No, like even when I'm watching porn, I'm sitting there and I'm viewing myself from third person. Like, what am I doing right now? I'm like in my bedroom on my knees with lotion, beating, and then I'm just
You're
like,
on your knees,
I gotta get up. If I have to do it, I'm getting on my knees.
I'm either on my knees with my elbow on the toilet seat.
So I live in so third person that I picture everything. Like I'm picturing you say it right now.
Yeah, so either or, I'm reverse cowgirling the toilet.
You can reverse cowgirl yourself.
What?
Reverse cowgirl is like where the girl turns around, you're reverse cowgirling like this.
No.
So how do you reverse cowgirl
The
yourself?
toilet. So the toilet's, this is the
Oh
toilet.
my God, we're getting a demonstration.
This is the toilet. And I'm sitting on the toilet with my thing on the tank and my phone's right here. And then I jerk off on the toilet.
Did I talk about that on here?
No, dude.
That
If
ass
you were,
is
dude, I
tight.
would have came.
That
Oh,
ass
my
is
dude,
going
my ass is like a Dyson.
Yeah, that's where you're getting. That's where you get
Look,
the. That's
check
where
out
you get the
the legs.
munchie. Yeah. Oh, bro, you want to see something nuts?
Want to see some nuts? Is that what you said? Oh, buddy, you got some fucking.
Bro, I don't even work out like that. Touch it.
Dude, that thing is a fucking cutlet.
Bro,
Oh,
it's
fucking
insane, bro. All my.
Bro, you did play basketball. That thing's a fuck.
wow.
Yo, you got some. I thought I had good calves.
Oh, you actually do have great calves.
No,
though. I
but
noticed
like-
that. You actually have insane calves. Most people don't even have like cutlets, like actual.
You
like,
have a
fingers.
fucking. That is bison.
But you work out. I don't work out. I don't even work out. Dude.
Yeah,
I just relax and
fucking-
kick it.
I do
I'll play
work out, and
sports.
I don't-
and stuff.
No,
That's what's
nah.
crazy. People always tell me that. They're like, bro, like, what do you do? I was like, I kick it. I'm a professional kick it guy.
Kicker guy. Well,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
all
I'm just like lit my first podcast. Like, people
I need
would
to see you play
like,
basketball, dude.
it would actually blow your mind a little bit. Like, not like blow your mind.
Are
but
you
like,
a shooter?
I
Or handler?
shoot, drive. Not that great at defense, but it's just like you give me a ball, it's like it's funny. But it's only like if I'm playing with like
You need
Nick
to play
and
with me and the
Sarah.
boys because some of us are really good too. Not
Okay,
me.
yeah. That's the thing. Like when they're not good, it is wow factor. But it's just for people to be like, oh, he's like an influencer too. And it's so funny because it's like, bro, like, dude, I was getting ready to do like all those like hot 9106 events, and one cancellation took me off all of that, dude. Everything, brand deals, everything.
Like celebrity all-star games and shit.
Yeah, I was getting ready to do all those, dude. And I was so ready, dude. Like, 'cause
And
I'm
Nikita
so nice.
Dragon ruined.
Nah, it was actually Tana Mojo was the first one, and now she's my friend.
What did
She's
she
my homegirl.
do?
She like made a video, like, so I'm at the club, right? And
Did
I'm like,
you guys do a podcast with Tana?
yeah. So like, she's my homegirl. Like, we're cool now, and I have respect for her. She's cool, and she's like super nice. And by the way, shout out to her. Like, she's one of the very few influencers that's been going for years and able to not only stay relevant, but looks like she's almost able to like elevate herself.
But how
To a higher
But she
extension.
accused you of hating trans.
Yes, she was the first one to jump on
Why?
that. So there was this beautiful woman at the time when I first, met her. She was not transitioned yet, and she was an O2L. Her name was Trevi. She's now Trevi, but at that time it was Trevor.
She was a man going to a woman.
Yeah, she was transitioning, and she
Okay.
was doing her thing, and she was amazing, bro. And like, I'm from Southern Indiana, dude. You ever been down there, man? Like, they don't accept that shit. And like, I moved to LA, bro. Like, this video was probably made in 2018. I don't understand yet. And I'm in
You
the
were just
wrong
ignorant
in
to it.
so many ways. I'm wrong in so many ways in that position. Like, old me would have said him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how much
Wait,
you got to learn.
called her the wrong
That wasn't it.
pronoun?
No, that wasn't. No, not well, at that time, of course.
No, but like, what was the? Why did Tana?
That wasn't it. That wasn't it. So the issue is I'm at a club called Bootsy Bellas out here. You know what Bootsy Bellas is?
Oh.
And I'm
Not too
at
familiar.
a table with one of my favorite rappers, and I hang out with rappers, and like I said, like that's one of my things. And it was like one of my favorite artists, and Trevi came up, and she's just having a great night, and she's shaking ass, having a good time, doing her thing. They were not with it. They were like, yo, dude, like, what's going on? The rappers, man, like, they can't have that
Yeah.
appearance going on in the club. So I'm like, yo, Trevi, like, we can't just do this right here. Like, if you could just move, like, and just like kind of like, get out of here. Like, if we could, move another way,
Yeah.
it'd be great. And long story short, it was basically, I mean, it wasn't much more in between. You know, I went back up to her and said, what's up? And, you know, I tried to talk to her and everything. I just told her, like, you can't come back to this club. And I just wake up that day, dude, and I'm toasted. I'm toasted.
Because you kicked her out of the table that the rappers didn't want.
Yeah.
So you were the guinea pig for the rappers.
Yeah. But I had to take that blow.
Why? Did the rappers back you up after that?
They didn't need to. I felt the need that, you know, at that time I didn't really understand how people.
But then again, like, it's not her table. Why are you shaking your
you know, she's
transitional ass
she
at the rapper's table?
Yeah, you know, like, but
were you invited?
No, it is crazy, you know, but like I have nothing but love for her, and like, you know, Tana knew that, but that comes back to being with Caniff and her being my own maid, and I moved and I couldn't afford the, you know, $10,000 a month house, so I couldn't afford to just let her live for free and clean up.
So
and I moved to the Camden. Get ready, it's a pyramid scheme. I end up moving to the Camden, living underneath my homie Cameron. We're getting ready to shoot Chasing Cameron, and you know, she's living there, help taking care of my dog. And I tell her, I'm like, yo, you can't live here anymore. I'm gonna have my friend Chris Miles move in with me, which you met. You brought him over here one day, yeah. And she didn't take it very well. She made like 3 YouTube videos about me, and I didn't get canceled. That didn't work. That approach didn't work with her. So
People
out of the
they
woodworks,
lose what they had, and they're instantly like, "Oh, I need to get back," and like,
oh yeah.
make it
So
stink.
she did it. She
You're like Karen Koff,
So
not
she
Karina.
most people won't remember this if they know this, but Karina Koff.
Karina Koff.
Karina Koff.
Karen.
No, Karina. Her name is
No,
Karina.
Karen, because Karen.
It's literally Karen.
No, because she's a Karen.
No, she is. Like, that's what she does. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, that's what she's always been. And I don't want to take anything away from her. She's a great girl. I just feel like this approach, like, I did so much for you. Like, the amount of rent that this girl would owe me, like, she should be sending me a $70,000 check. But with outside that, you know, she did a lot for me at the same time. Since that didn't work, out of nowhere, that Tana video came out. And I was just like, damn, bro. Like, I didn't really do anything to try. What's crazy is I hung out with Trevi, you know, not even a month after that at a Halloween party. And he didn't say anything himself. I'm like, if you're going to make a video about someone else that cancels someone else, talking about someone else, that someone else should at least have some say in it. At least get in the video with you. But they just took Tana's word for it. You know, that was her story time. She said it. It was titled Taylor Caniff is transphobic, and there was nothing I could do.
Clickbaited for sure.
Clickbaited the shit out of me. I was the most clickbaited person you could be clickbaited at that time. I had Rice Gum, everyone after me.
That's insane.
Yeah, I was the first person to fully get canceled. Like, I was the easiest target. It was like, this kid has a nice house. He has all these things. We don't want to see him have it, which is fine. I get it. Like, I didn't really feel like I earned it to a degree myself, but you know, and I also had things I had to learn, and you got to learn from those things. But yeah,
I know you're hungry. So before we have to wrap this up, because it has been like, rocky start for sure. 10 minutes of fucking 10 minutes.
Talking about trying to get here. Okay.
10 minutes of gold. And then it was like, we had a little intermission. This has been probably one of my most unique podcasts I've ever had, and most honestly enlightening after hearing and you opening up about this.
Yeah, of course.
But before we leave, I want to hear your favorite vice.
Favorite advice.
Vice.
So vice, but what do you mean by vice?
Vice is like my personal, like, drinking is for me.
Yeah.
It changes sometimes, like shrooms, like pot. Like, what's your favorite vice? Mine used to be Adderall, but now I take, have you heard of Magic Mind?
No.
It's like a nootropic psilocybin. It's not psilocybin. It's not actual mushrooms. It gives you a steady flow state of energy. You take it in the morning with your coffee. It's like a little shot. I'll show you. But I stopped taking my Adderall. It's like nootropics, lion's mane. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite vice?
Suboxone. It's for recovering addicts from opioids and...
Suboxone?
Yeah, it's Suboxone. I don't know if you want to put it on here, but it's called Suboxone. So it's like from recovering from opioids. I mean, a lot of people probably have.
So is it a drug?
Yeah, it's a recovery addiction medication. So that's my vice. Like, I got to take that before I like get about my day or anything. You put it underneath your tongue, you swallow it.
Guilty pleasure. Sorry.
So like a guilty pleasure, like something that like I feel like I like doing.
Like sex. It could be
like you're saying sex, something like that. I can't say fantasy football. We already talked about that.
No, it's honest. Clearly, it's fantasy football, 14 league.
Yeah, like I can't stop thinking about it.
I can't. You're really making trades that hasn't started yet.
Being Kenny Powers.
Being KP?
Being KP. Learning and living every day and learning new things and teaching myself new things. People don't understand, you know, and not to get into the vice thing too deep, but like I said, bro, I never had a childhood. I never went to high school.
I was gonna bring up that segment.
I got cracking before I was even went to finish middle school.
Yeah, what?
Crazy fact.
Yo, what?
Like I got cracking meaning like I was so big on social media I never even finished middle school. Like I don't even have a middle.
You don't have your GED?
Your GED. That's what people love, bro. It's the stuff that I'm trying to get you to talk about before you close it, for people to understand.
You never. What's the highest grade you ever finished?
I got to 7th grade when we helped start MagCon.
And your parents just let you drop out of middle school to do this?
I didn't really have parents. I had my grandparents.
Your grandparents let
me.
you drop out of middle school to do this MagCon?
They loved me. They didn't understand. They had no idea what I was doing. They just,
you wanted to do it.
You know, at that time, they you know, like my background and everything I did, they just thought I think I was running away. They're just like, this kid's, you know, I was very reckless and I was very, you know, at that time, like they had me on so much Adderall. At that time, I just stopped taking it. And as soon as I stopped taking it, I became like a genius after that. And I feel like that's a crazy thing is
it does shut you down,
at schools, they think that you're nuts or you're crazy if you think outside the box and you don't want to do homework and you literally say like, hey, I don't think this is for me. Yeah. And it was so many crazy. My teachers never doubted me. That was the one thing everyone talks about. My teachers gassed me up. Like I could see it. I've like, you believe in this? Like we don't know what social media is yet, but I feel like you know what you're talking about randomly enough. Like you spend so much time on it. You talk about it in class. It's getting brought up at school. Yeah. Like you can't even play basketball games. It was so bad when I was showing up to basketball games with rival cities. They would all have I would like show my six pack on the internet. They would have.
Show your six packs?
Yeah, they would have like fake like photos, like drawn lines with six packs on.
Oh, because you knew.
For tip off. And like, it was so bad I couldn't even play basketball. I got so cracked on social media. The coach told me you're too big of a distraction. Like we couldn't even go to rival cities.
Jeremy Lin of Indiana.
And this is middle school, mind you. This isn't high school basketball yet. This is middle school basketball. I was literally so cracking in middle school I couldn't go. And I remember the first day I started making the money, and like I said, I ended up regretting this. After that, I was able to afford a Lamborghini. I remember when I did burnouts in my high school, just in a Lamborghini, cool. And like that like came full circle because I went back to Indiana and I had nothing. I was like, I got to get back to my ways in some way. You know what I'm saying? Whether it is social media following, whether it is in whatever way you do it.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's the big thing that I did want to touch on this podcast is if you are a social media influencer or anything is and I feel like for you have advice, the biggest thing that I would tell people is to learn how to pivot. Make sure to always know how to pivot. You do influencing. You don't know if this is going to last you till you're 40, 45. We got to live till, you know, we don't know. God doesn't tell us that. That's the greatest thing about life. But for the most part, you got to know you got to live till at least 60 almost, right? That's the thing about influencing, man. Most likely, this won't be able to last you till you're 60. That's a sad reality that no one wants to talk about. And that's not real for, you know, actors and stuff. They usually have longevity and bigger things like that. But for overnight, you know, influencers and people that deal with success and stuff. And that's why you see the D'Amelios trying to create so many brands and so many things. And once it fails, they're like, all right, we got to do a new one. We got to do this. Yeah. You even see the Jenners doing it right now. They know, okay, well, we don't want to work a normal job or be living like you know what I'm saying? They want to keep maintaining that lifestyle. And it's so crazy right now because influencers and that stuff is starting to become corny. And it's a crazy part. It is. People are starting to see through it. And not that I don't think influencers won't be great, but the authentic, like people being authentic, being themselves on social media. Exactly. Yeah. People are seeing through that. If you're not your real self, you're not being who you really are, and you're just like some character like on social media, and they don't know your real personality and what you do and where you're from. People love me because they know my past. They know what I've been through. They know what I've dealt with. They know what my whole story. They know everything about me. And nowadays, people don't even want to know that. You see Noah Becky's cracking. Where's he from?
Well, for all the new fans that are going to find you off this podcast, where can they find you?
Yeah, so you can find me just at Taylor Caniff. I have the same socials on everything. It's at Taylor Caniff. If you want to come check it out, say what's up. I just got back on social media. I have a huge announcement coming. I wish I could announce it on here. We're just a little early, but I have a huge announcement coming. But it's just at Taylor Caniff on all social media. And on TikTok, it's I'm Taylor Caniff. But other than that, Snapchat, everything, it's just
Thank you for coming on, bro.
I appreciate it. It's good to have you.
Have a slice of pizza?
Yeah, you can have a little slice.
Thanks, brother.
Of course.
Switch it down.